Barbadians take a glimpse of today's solar eclipse. That's our top story in this Barbados Today Evening News Update. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Dark rain clouds were not enough to stop Barbadians from viewing the rare phenomenon of a solar eclipse. From around 2 o'clock this afternoon, scores squeezed into every crevice of the Harry Bailey Observatory, hoping to get the best vantage point. In what experts have described as a celestial dance, the moon moves perfectly in between the Earth and the Sun. During the eclipse, the moon and the sun both appear to be about the same size from the ground. Member of the Barbados Astronomical Society, Ricardo Small, told Barbados Today while observers here could only see a partial eclipse, it is a significant event and he was impressed by the turnout. Over at the Barbados Community College, Minister of Youth Stephen Lashley joined scores of students to witness the event.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime occasion for many persons. This eclipse does not happen every year, so I think that's particularly for young people who are very anxious to see what it actually looks like. I think that alone, being that it is so phenomenal, a once-in-a-lifetime occasion, I think it is really mystery. It's the mystery of seeing this. I'm actually anxious to see it to myself. I've never seen an eclipse before. And I think I heard a very interesting comment being made on the radio because the question was posed whether you should allow children to go out and, because of the dangers of looking at it unprotected eyes. And the interesting answer given was that, you should allow children to do this with protection because one never knows what the experience may bring. It could result in a scientist, somebody who gained some kind of insight and wants to find out more about the solar system. So I think for us in Barbados, we are joining the rest of the world in this mystery, and it has the buzz, as you can hear. The young people, they want to see, they want the clouds to move so they can see what the eclipse looks like. That alone is an interesting thing.
In other news this Monday, hard work and determination pays off. The common sentiments expressed by the island's top students after they finally received news of the Barbados Scholarship and Exhibition Awards today. Queen's College took the lion's share of the 26 scholarships and 19 exhibitions. Queen's College captured 15 scholarships and 11 exhibitions, while Harrison College claimed 11 scholarships and 5 exhibitions. The Christchurch Foundation School gained an exhibition, while the Barbados Community College also received 2 exhibitions. Barbados Today spoke with some of the jubilant students.
Honestly, it was a lot of hard work, even getting to Queen's College from the common entrance, had to be doing good from young. These 7 years at Queen's College was a lot of hard work, especially CAPE. CAPE is not easy, honestly. I had to do a lot of studying late nights, had to go lessons whole Saturdays. So it was like going to school from Monday to Saturday, and then Sunday go do all the homework.
Studying for me was never a big issue. I was in the top 10 in primary school. Going into secondary school, I always used to get A's and stuff like that. So I never found it hard to study. The hardest thing would have been getting through the compulsory subjects like Caribbean Studies and Communications.
I always tell myself, see what you want into existence. So when I finished my exams, I always told myself I was going to get 4 grade 1s because I already have my 2 in Communication Studies from lower 6. So it was just a matter of seeing the 4 1s online, and I already knew that I was going to get a position with it.
When I got it, I was in the midst of cooking, so I was hungry. And after I got the calls, I was not hungry anymore. I was actually running around the house, jumping. And then I sit down, it finally sank into me, and I was happy for a good 3 days straight.
An exhibition winner instead of a scholarship winner, I was disappointed, but life goes on. So I decided to take a gap year earlier this year when I wanted to study medicine because I was unsure as to where I wanted to study it, and if I wanted to study in England, I would have had to take a gap year because the deadline for this year England was last October.
Meanwhile, Education Minister Ronald Jones had high praise for the top achievers, but he lamented that some students had to settle for exhibitions because there were too many errors.
We have about 10 students this year, 7 in Communication Studies and 3 in Caribbean Studies, who did not attach the right level of attention to those subjects. That's the only grade 2 you got. 7 of you in communication studies and 3 of you in Caribbean studies. When it comes to the finances, there is a massive difference between a scholarship and an exhibition. And therefore, by not paying that deep focus to those 2 core or compulsory subjects, your mommy or daddy or both will have to give you some extra resources because we are not.
Cleanup operations are still underway in the parish of St. Peter, which was hard hit 3 days ago by Tropical Storm Harvey. A Barbados Today team visited the community of Gales Terrace this morning, and 73-year-old Aileen Averly vented her frustration about the amount of debris left behind by the flood waters.
All the debris from all of the gaps, they bring and they take this. This is only about a load or a load and a half of debris here. Would it take them a whole day to take at this? No. It would take 2 hours because they had a bobcat and a truck. And it couldn't take 2 hours.
So you think that illegal dumping is really the main factor for all the flooding when rains come?
Illegal dumping and the drainage unit not keeping the coastline, the gullies clear. If they cut down the bush, they left it in the gully, in the waterway, so they feel like getting it moved. When you cut it down, you should go on a truck, moving it at the same time, that it would not be a obstruction in the way of the water.
She is hoping that the situation can be soon rectified. In sports, Chris Gayle and Marlon Samuels are back. They were today named in the West Indies one-day international squad for the current England tour. Chairman of the selection panel of CWI, Courtney Brown, says the return of Gayle and Samuels will add value to the batting. Here's the full squad.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Good morning, Phillips & Company, may I help? Oh, certainly. One moment, please. Miss Phillips?
Yeah?
There's a lady on the line from the Nation newspaper who would like to speak with you.
The Nation? Will she go on?
Well, they're trying to sell us some ads.
Look, don't make me laugh this morning. Ads in the Nation? They're real expensive, and for one year, nobody ain't buying them papers no more. Nobody want to steal news. I hear reading Barbados Today online for free. So I tell she thanks for calling, but no thanks. We just advertising Barbados Today, families. Tell she is Barbados Today all the way.
Okay, I'll pass on the message. Mom, are you still there? Oh, she put it down.
The Barbados Today, news you can trust.
To the region now, Antigua and Barbuda's Prime Minister Gaston Brown flatly rejects calls for his government to introduce a fixed election date. The recommendation was tabled by MP Joanne Messiah, who leads the newly formed Democratic National Alliance. Messiah, a former member of the opposition United Progressive Party, argued that the election date should not be left to the whim and fancy of the Prime Minister. She contends that the practice results in political parties treating the matter of governance lightly by creating manifestos in a hustle that are little more than elusive promises. But in response, Brown said that's a decision best left to the people of Antigua and Barbuda and not Messiah. He claimed that political opponents do not have the level of maturity to pursue constitutional changes in a non-partisan manner. And on the international scene, millions of Americans were armed with protective glasses as they marveled at the first solar eclipse to unfold from coast to coast in the United States in nearly a century. Emotional sky gazers stood transfixed as the sun vanished behind the moon. There were festivals, rooftop parties, weddings and camping trips nationwide for what has been regarded as the most heavily photographed and documented eclipse in modern times. Now, if you are unable to witness today's event, well, you'll have to wait for the next 7 years. Experts say another total solar eclipse will be visible in the United States on April 8th, 2024. And on that note, we come to the end of our news update, but there is more on our website, www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper email updates and like us on Facebook. We're also on Izumi Media in bus terminals and screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. And don't forget, Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Good evening.